Are collective bargaining agreements legally binding on employers? In recent news, the question of whether collective bargaining agreements are legally binding on employers has gained attention. With ongoing labor negotiations and strikes across various industries, this topic is more relevant than ever. Many employees and employers alike are seeking clarity on their rights and obligations under these agreements. Collective bargaining agreements, often referred to as CBAs, are legally binding contracts between employers and labor unions that representing employees. These agreements outline the terms and conditions of employment, including wages, hours, and workplace rules. Once a CBA is negotiated and ratified, both the employer and the union are obligated to comply with its terms. The binding nature of these agreements is supported by several legal principles. One key aspect is the enforceability through arbitration. CBAs usually include grievance and arbitration procedures that provide a formal process for resolving disputes. When a disagreement arises, arbitration decisions are final and binding on both parties. This ensures that the terms of the contract are upheld. Moreover, courts and labor boards recognize CBAs as enforceable contracts under labor law. Employers who fail to comply with the terms risk facing unfair labor practice charges or breach of contract claims. For instance, if multiple unions claim rights under a CBA, the National Labor Relations Board may step in to resolve conflicts. This highlights the legal weight these agreements carry. Employers are also limited in their actions regarding CBAs. They cannot unilaterally change terms covered by a CBA without negotiating with the union. Attempts to impose changes without meaningful negotiation can be legally challenged. Recent legal developments emphasize that modifications must come from actual negotiation rather than imposed terms. In some jurisdictions, additional laws further support the binding effect of CBAs. For example, in Germany, federal legislation governs collective bargaining compliance, reinforcing the legal status of these agreements. In summary, collective bargaining agreements are indeed legally binding on employers. They create enforceable obligations that requiring adherence to negotiated terms. Employers must engage in genuine negotiations to modify these agreements. Failure to comply can lead to legal consequences under labor and employment law. Understanding these dynamics is essential for both employees and employers navigating the current labor landscape.